20 years, zero movies, one game nobody talks about. For Samurai Jack in 2025. Meanwhile, Samurai games are dominating shelves. The audience is clearly here, the formula works, and Jack had both of these things first. So why no film, why no game universe? I'm done waiting. Here is exactly what went wrong, and more importantly, how to fix it. One stroke, one step, let's begin. Why this matters? Look, I'm frustrated this never happened. I grew up on Jack. It's still the best samurai cartoon I've ever seen, excluding the Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix. But some people will argue and call it an anime. Go watch that also, it's really good. Now coming back to Jack. It still somehow lives in my collective memory, like a splinter I choose to keep. We are living in a golden age of IP resurrections. Hollywood loved comebacks. Top Gun Maverick, Blade Runner 2049, Dune, Mutant Mayhem, The Batman. Gamers got theirs too. So many Last of Us remasters. God knows why. Metal Gear is another one. But Jack never got his moment. Today I'm going to show you 3 things. Why Jack is perfect for both film and games. Who sidelined it and why. And the exact plan to greenlight it right now. Autopsy first, battle plan next. Why Jack works. The visual language. Jack is pure cinema. Painted horizons, held breaths, and then a single strike that lands like thunder. General Tartakovsky understood something crucial. A held frame can hit harder than fireworks. For film, the artistic 2D animation really pops in a world full of realistic CGI. The lone warrior versus shape-shifting evil. That myth is timeless. The visual storytelling travels without heavy exposition. The moral stakes, honor versus survival, are universal.
Real? You can fly? No. Jump good.
But here's what people miss. Jack works as a game too. For games, you switch stances depending on what enemy you are facing. Learning to parry rewards patience, not just mashing buttons. One strike finishes after 10 stare downs. The map is like a pilgrimage. Each region tests a different virtue. Shrines, ruins, and enemies that tell stories without dialogue. This was never neither or. The film sets a canon, the game lets you live it. A series expands. Clean, disciplined world building. So I'm curious, and I hope you are too, why it didn't happen. The 4 blockers. The Toyetic Trap. Studios chase merchandise sale. When someone asks, where's the lunchbox moment? Jack answers with a haiku and a sword. Minimalism is gorgeous, but it's hard to sell to toy buyers. The irony, adult collectors would have loved premium figures and art books. Times are changing. Adults love nostalgia, and now they have a lot of money to spend on Samurai Jack's sword, haiku, and every other thing. But that's a different business model. The 2010s weren't patient enough for that payoff. Positioning whiplash. Jack started as a Cartoon Network classic. Years later, it came back as a darker Adult Swim finale. Is it for kids or adults? Pick wrong and you split your audience. Executives want clear demographic boxes. Jack sat between them, and projects caught in the middle often end up on shelves. Animation prejudice. For most of the 2010s, the industry rule was simple. 2D animation is for kids, 3D animation is for family. And if you got adult animation, you are on late night or streaming only, like Netflix. Jack needed a Spider-Verse level breakthrough before Spider-Verse proved that breakthrough works. Studios heard risky every time someone pitched something distinctive, especially with $80 million on the line. The safer bet syndrome. In 2009, Cartoon Network handed the Samurai Jack film rights to New Line Cinema. J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot were producing it. Kennedy was involved. It looked like it was finally happening. Then in 2012, Abrams walked away to direct Star Trek instead. The whole project got shelved. For 12 years, nothing happened. Jack was stuck in limbo while studios chased safer bets, toy-friendly IPs, and guaranteed sequels. Corporate reshuffles happened, key people left, and momentum absolutely died. When Jack finally came back in 2017, it wasn't as a film, it was a final season on Adult Swim. And we didn't get a game until 2020, over a decade later. It had nothing to do with story quality or what audiences like me actually wanted. One director got distracted, nobody else fought hard enough, spreadsheets, corporate politics, and fear killed it. And that's what stings the most. Why it should have happened anyway. Stylized animation wins when you respect your audience.
And the Oscar goes to? Mimi, you were right. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse didn't water itself down. It trusted people to appreciate something different. You can spot a Jack frame in half a second. That's powerful branding. Legacy IP thrives when treated like cinema, not merchandise. Think Top Gun Maverick, Creed, Dune. Jack's 2 decades of goodwill position it perfectly as a prestige action epic with real emotional closure. That means box office legs and evergreen appeal on streaming. And here's the key advantage. The aesthetic works across any format. You're not forcing photorealistic Jack. You're inviting players into a playable ink painting. That's not a weakness, that's a massive advantage. The fandom never left. The finale trended into social media. Art books sell out instantly. Cosplay fills convention halls. Dormant is not dead. This was a layup. Someone just needed to take the shot. Games proved the appetite. While Hollywood hesitated, the gaming industry proved this massive appetite for this. Ghost of Tsushima proved that reverent samurai mythology works. Parry-driven duels, bit-guided exploration, meditative pacing, it became a phenomenon. Sekiro made timing, posture, and deflection mechanism mainstream. Blades became a conversation, not just button mashing. Assassin's Creed Shadow is betting mainstream success on samurai fantasy. Rise of the Ronin and Track to Yumi kept the lanes wide open. But Jack brings what all these games don't, a singular visual identity, a 20-year-old emotional connection with audiences. The film sets the stake, the game lets you walk the code. Together, they amplify each other. The battle plan. Enough autopsy. Here's how we will build this. The film, Act 1, The Woe. A wordless opening that re-establishes who Jack is. He defends without killing until a child is threatened. The moral line is drawn. Act 2, The Pilgrimage. 3 regions, 3 trials. Protect a village versus reach the time portal. Spare a mirror self-assassin sent by Aku. Survive betrayal without becoming a reflection of Aku himself. Each choice cuts closer to the core question, honor or rage. Act 3, The Return. The portal at last, Aku waiting. A final duel stage like living ink on screen. Jack wins by choosing honor over fury. He returns to his time, saves his family, and passes down the sword, and more importantly, the principle behind it. The flagship game. World design. Set in Jack's world. Years after his journey, you are a wanderer in Jack's world who encounters his code of honor for the first time. Each region tests whether you will follow Jack's path, discipline, mercy, honor, or fall into darkness. Your choices determine if you become a legend like Jack or become corrupted. Core gameplay loop. Switch stances for different enemy types. Master parries and perfect timing deflections. Stare down moments leading to one strike finishes. Minimal HUD. Sound and light guide you. Every footstep sounds intentional. Cell shaded ink, bleeds effect, and bold silhouettes. It looks like the film at first glance, but runs beautifully on modern consoles. Photo mode turns every screenshot into a gallery piece. The community becomes your marketing department. Expand the universe. Tight anthology chapters. Aku's legend, the shapeshifter's origin, the Scotsman ballad, Celtic warrior adventure, three blind archers, their untold story, Daughters of Aku redemption arc. 3 to 5 hours each, no bloat, every piece deepens the mythology, unifying the tone across everything. Violence, poetic silence, honor as oxygen. No quippy look explosions, no grinding for its own sake. Prestige storytelling with a spine. Who should make this? The last decade boxed adult animation into late night and niche slots, merges buried momentum. It wasn't malice, just inertia. But gaming changed the math. Tsushima set the bar, Shadows normalized the genre, theaters need distinct experiences, streamers need evergreen mythology. Jack is a tuning fork, strike it and people feel it immediately. The game development path. Option 1, Sucker Punch. They prove they know how to speak samurai fluently. Let them own the stylized lane while Ubisoft owns the historical approach. Add honorable 1 versus 1 online duels, build, draw, one mistake decides it. Creators will live in that mode. Option 2, Publisher with prestige ambitions. A focused single player epic, a tight dueling live service component, and a small strategy spin-off. Bundle it with film rights. Position it as a transmedia anchor, but only if the core remains discipline, silence, and consequence. The film production. If PG-13 craves honesty, gore rated R for consequence, not edge. Imagine live-action filmmaking enhanced with ink-wash visual language. Every frame should be poster-worthy. A musical score that marries traditional Japanese instruments to a modern pulse. The point isn't shock value, it's truth. Competition raises all boats. Let one studio own grounded historical accuracy, let another own mainstream comfort, and let Samurai Jack own the mythic, stylized, poetic lane. 3 flavors, 3 audiences, everybody wins. Why do I care? Let me end on a personal note. Jack taught me that silence can shout louder than words, that honor is a daily choice, not a destination. It still hits the same nerve, maybe even harder now that I'm older. I don't think Jack could have been a major film or a flagship game franchise. I think it should have been both. The story was ready, the audience was ready, the technology was ready. The business side just blinked. But I still believe Spider-Verse, Dune, and Ghost of Tsushima proved the market rewards bold, beautiful vision. Jack deserves the shot. If you are an executive, producer, a director with courage, the blueprint is on the table. Audience hasn't moved, they are waiting. If you want a Samurai Jack film and game as much as I do, help me reach the people who can make it happen. Also remember, 1 like, 1 subscribe, 1 happy man. Thanks for watching.